Here, we'll work with the pencil tool, which lets us draw free-form open and closed paths that contain curves and straight lines. And as we draw with the pencil tool, anchor points are created on the path where necessary. So I'm going to choose the Plants artboard, and in the Layers panel, I'm going to select to show the Plants template, and I want to click to make sure I'm working on the artwork layer. Now I'll get the pencil tool, which is underneath the paintbrush tool, and I'll double click the pencil tool to bring up a dialog box for some options. I want to make sure that the fidelity is all the way to the right to smooth, and I want to make sure that all the check boxes except the first one are checked. The first one should be unchecked and all the rest should be checked. Then I'll click OK. We'll start on this kind of leaf shape on the right-hand side, and I'm going to click, hold, and just drag around that shape. And I'm not going to worry about being terribly precise, and maybe my lines don't look exactly smooth, but you'll see when I close the path here at the end that the pencil tool has smoothed out all those irregularities. And if it's not exactly where I want it, I can just click, hold, and drag and reshape the path as I need to. So again, I can just go back to the path, click, hold, and drag, and reshape the path as I want it. And that looks fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. So I'll select it, and in the Properties panel, I'll fill it with a plant green color, and for the stroke, I just want no stroke on that. Now we can also draw a little more precisely. We've got a rounded rectangle here, and we could draw that with the rounded rectangle tool, but we want it to look a little bit more free-form and hand-drawn. So I'm going to get my pencil tool, and I want no fill, and just a black stroke for now, and a 1-point weight. So I'm going to start at the orange dot, click, hold, and drag around to the blue dot. Again, I don't need to worry about being very precise. When I get to the blue dot, I'm going to hold down the Alt or Option key. Notice the change in the cursor. That constrains the line to horizontal. I'm going to release the Alt Option key, go around to the next point, then press the Alt Option key to go down and go back to the orange dot to complete the closed path. I'll fill it with the cattail color and have no stroke on there. And then I'll select it, hover my cursor over one of the control handles on the bounding box, hold down the Shift key, drag down to make it about half the size. I'll do the same with the leaf shape. And then I'll show all the artboards in the window, and I'll take that cattail shape, that rounded rectangle shape, I'll move it over to one of the plants. These are cattails, and I'll position it in the center of that stroke so that the stroke extends above it like a cattail does. I'll copy it by selecting it, holding down the Shift key, the Alt or Option key on a Mac to copy it. I'll move it around into place by using the corner control handles. Again, I'll select one of those, hold down the Alt or Option key to copy it, move it over to the next cattail, and move it around and put it into place. I'll do pretty much the same thing with this leaf shape. I'll move it over to the artboard. I think I need to zoom in a little bit to see better what I'm doing. I'll select the leaf shape, move it around a little bit, put them at the base of the plants, Move that into place. I'll copy it by holding down the Alt or Option key. And then again, hover my cursor over one of the corner of the bounding box, move it around, and just kind of move it into place. I'll copy that by holding down holding down the Alt or Option key and moving it into place. So to duplicate an item, be sure to hold down the Alt key or the Option key. So I'm just finessing those leaves to get them to look the way I want them to. And I'll select one, hold down Shift, select the other, and go to Object and group them. I'll move over a little bit because I'll just copy those leaves so that I can put them at the other plant. And again, I'll just hover my cursor over one of the corners of the bounding box, move it around, and move it into place. So there are some ways to use the pencil tool, some other drawing tools. It can be a handy tool to draw some freeform shapes without being terribly precise about how you draw them.